Hey people, Intro here, February 3, Faction War. This is Boranis Refinery and Chaos Space Marines versus the Eldar. For the Blue Chaos fellas, Chosen of Khorne Fiery is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. What is Heretics doing? Alongside, MakeEldarsGreatAgain as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, Alpha Legion elite scheme. Rounding off the Chaos fellas, SchmusCriminal as a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies. And this is the Death Guard elite scheme for the Red Eldar. EM7's Farseer, support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. Sees off the Plague Champion there, and he wasn't able to finish the cap. Alongside, Vel's Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Looks like the same Han elite scheme recolored into blue. And rounding off the teams, Nelson Man as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. And this is the same Han elite scheme in its default red color. On the east side against the Chaos Lord, Guardians having a bad day, Chaos Space Marines having a bad day, dropping a model there. That power is red, as you saw. What's going on over here? Farseer trying to grab this. I'd call that a natural wreck point, taking the contested power as well. Double Heretics up now for SchmusCriminal. Banshees are quite low. They need to be very careful if they choose to engage with double melee Heretics in there. Towards the mid, uncapped VP. Guardians going to wipe. Guardians do indeed wipe. Sorcerer's in the backlines against some other Guardians as well. Warlock trying to mess with some CSM, gets a good special. Not sure where MakeEldarsGreatAgain's... Oh, the Heretics ran off. I'm not sure you're going to make Eldars great again when you're trying to murder them there, bud. Heretics with aspiring champion for SchmusCriminal. Other fellas without. Haven't blown themselves up enough to be worthy. They're going to at least decap the natural VP here, I think. Center is turning red for the Eldar. Eastern contested power is red for the Eldar. They're doing well early on. There's some Khorne worship plus 1.75 speed. I think that's set to get nerfed again. It's going to be a plus 1.5 speed boost. Big change. Good special, knocking down 2 squads of CSM. One of them is very low. These fellas on one model, and they're staying in play. Havoc's coming up, that's why. Okay. Banshee's dealt with for now. Heretics are a bit close here, though. They're taking fire as they worship. It's typically not what you want to happen. Havoc's moving up. So now the Heretics will be in the back. And those CSM are still in play. What are they doing? This is so massively risky from Fiery on 4 hit points. Looks like it was judged well because they made it out. Warp Spider Exarch also quite low. Are they going to try and steal this? And what else do you do? Could support the middle, I suppose. I think it's worth just trying to steal this node back. I don't think he has the forces to push up on the natural power. West is still very red. Looks like EM7's setting up a defensive point here with shields. Grenade launcher Heretics are there. There's some barraging. Melee Heretics in there, of course, as well. Banshee's war shouting. They've got the aspect of strength, and they are mopping up those Heretics pretty effectively. Guide has been thrown on them. One of the starting abilities of the Farseer, boosting damage by 30%, also boosting range. If you care about your ranged weapon, the Banshees don't really. They want to chop you with their swords. Do they have enough to touch the power here? 2 full squads of Guardians. So I'm not sure it's worth pushing up and risk being flanked and stuff. And then, in turn, you'd lose that western side. Although, this hasn't been noted, has it? No. Hasn't been noted. I think it's worth noting that. Because EM7 doing a good job defending it. Oh, we got double rangers up for Vel. Isn't that fun? Noise Marines in play for SchmusCriminal. There we go. That Sonic Blaster tears apart structures, shakes them to death. Or apart, I guess. And really hurts infantry when it gets close enough. As you saw against those Guardians. Shuts down their ranged attacks and does a bunch of damage. And that would include chucking grenades. You can't chuck grenades when you're bombarded with that much sound. Good angle on these Rangers. They're getting messed up. But now they eat a grenade. Ouch. Survived it. No models lost. Needs to be careful though of the Rangers. Yeah, those guys run. Heretics found some Guardians out of position. And Nelson Man was not paying attention to those guys. And they both wipe. Big losses for Nelson Man. Warlock trying to help out. Lost the indicator for this guy. Looks like the Warp Spider Exarch is going to get onto the VP. Is that a... It is indeed the Sword of Flame. And Vestments of the Warp. Warp Spider decided against the VP there. Okay, the power has been noded now. Look at the work that these Noise Marines are doing. That's huge. Farseer may need to just go after them immediately. Tie them up with a single model. She's doing good work on those CSM though. But yeah, I think that should be the other way around. I think the Farseer should go after the Noise Marines and try and get the Banshees on the CSM. She really doesn't want to engage those Noise Marines. The old Farseer. Gets rid of them though. By the fact of everything else leaving. Gonna get that VP back. Chosen of Khorne Fire is yelling things. As a Chaos Lord maybe would. We got the Combi Flamer in. And the Harness of Rage. Level 2. What about the Sorcerer level 3? And he's making a nuisance in the back lines. Teleporting on the Rangers. Doing some good work. Gets knocked over though. And that's a long retreat back for that guy. On the power though are the Chaos Fellas. This is Chosen of Khorne Fiery. Where's the CSM of Eldar? There we go. They're all here. All joined in. Triple CSM shooting your Banshees down. And they all have Eternal War. They can do Kinetic Pulse into grenades maybe. Tricky to set up though. Bunch of tier 2s. Nelson Man with Wraith Guard. I think it's a decent way to recover here. Might need a Shuriken. Otherwise the Heretics could get onto your Wraith Guard. I hear Banshees yelling. Over here I think. Yeah, there's Noise Marines making a huge difference on this side. The M7 is tier 2 though. And goes Wraith Guard. I was going to say Wraith Guard may be good over here too. I hear more Banshees yelling. It's Nelson Mans. I don't think they're going to make it away. Down they go. Now has a Wraith Guard. Oh, and an Autarch. That's a decent shout. She can disrupt the Heretics and stuff. Well, disrupt whatever she wants. That are trying to melee the Wraith Guard and stuff. She's back at base at the moment. She's very quick on her feet. Can support with disruption and heals and stuff. And has a passive defensive resistance aura thing. Farseer pushing up that west side. Banshee's on the cap. I don't think I've seen EM7 rotate mid yet. Been very busy on this side. Same goes for SchmusCriminal, of course. Got some chosen Plague Marines up though. Spawned in, unique to the Plague Champion. They passively damage nearby enemies and do damage over time. Can also create some zombies, those fellas. We'll see them in action soon, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Sorcerer is in a bit of a bother. Can they take him out? Use your range attacks, use your range attacks. If he stopped with the Warlock there, might have been able to finish. Oh, it would have been close though. Probably wouldn't have been enough. Destructor, that was a good Destructor. Falcon comes in. Can they finish off the Heretics? They can. That's a good squad wipe there for the Eldar fellas. Wraith Lord on the way now for Nelson Man. He's doing alright despite all those losses. I mean, lost the power once, but I don't think it was lost multiple times. Chaos Lord has found the Wraith Guard. Autarch's in a bit of trouble. She's good at retreating though because she can jump over everything. Is she okay? 55 hit points. You have the Demonic Visage in for the Chaos Lord. And a Blood Crusher for Make Eldars Great Again. Oh, I tried to charge in and got stuck. This guy will slay a Falcon. Although the Falcon can do damage to it as well. Is it fast enough? Keep moving, Mr. Falcon. Warlock is trying to mess with the pathing, I think. 468 to 281. And now the Warlock gets attacked. Yeah, the Falcon doing some good DPS there, as you can see. Does good damage to vehicles, that thing. Chosen Plague Marines have taken a bit of damage, but they scared off a bunch of Rangers, it looks like. Here's a Falcon from Vel. Oh, it's the same Falcon, you idiot. He just came over to the west side. I thought it was a different Falcon. Oh, Plague Champion's got his Plague Fist and the icon of Nurgle. And that will do damage alongside the Chosen Plague Marines as well, passively. That's going to be quite nasty for the Banshees, actually. But double Wraith Guard there for EM7. And she can put Guide on them and stuff. Nelson Man. Poor Nelson Man, down to a single Wraith Guard. I guess the... Oh, the Wraith Lord went down. Oh, wow. Completely missed that. I thought the Wraith Lord got cancelled to go tier 3 or something. But nope. The Wraith Lord was up briefly. And I guess, yeah, there was a Las Cannon and Plague Marines and stuff, and it didn't survive. 2-1 though for the Eldar players. Vel needs to come over quite hard with the assist here. Does have a very good army. Got some Fire Dragons as well. Needs to keep the Falcon moving though. He's taking shots. Does have double repairs. Autarch dropping in. That's Vel's Autarch. He's got a lot of stuff to manage now. And he could not manage to get the Falcon away. Needed to get that thing moving way, way sooner, I think. Wasn't easy to do, though. As I said, he's got a lot of squads to keep track of here, including Rangers, which can be quite micro-heavy, because you want to keep them moving. Move and shoot, move and shoot. Can they get rid of these pesky Plague Marines here? Well, there's an Ethereal Slash. That did a big chunk of damage. We now have a Fusion Gun Autarch as well. Where did the Blood Crusher run to? Oh, it's rotated over to the west side. Get some melee on the retreating fellas. Looks like, yeah, Nurgle's Rot is active on these guys. That would have created zombies if they died. It wasn't to be. I guess the guy that died here didn't have the Nurgle's Rot. Meanwhile, back to the mid, 393, 281. Nelson Man did drop another Autarch in right here. With a spear as well. And she runs away. More Wraith Guard on the way. Lots of firepower for the Chaos Lord's face to deal with, and he couldn't do it. Runs off. Survives though, I think. Maybe? Oh, 3 hit points. That Witchblade of Khorne hits hard, eh? Probably doing over 100 power melee damage per hit to have that kind of DPS with how slowly it hits. 393 to 263. Sorcerer runs away. There is a Las Cannon in the middle. Doesn't really have a target at the moment. A good target. It might hit those Wraith Guard a few times. Speaking of Wraith Guard, they're going to have a Blood Crusher to deal with soon, I think. Oh no, he goes after the Autarch. She can just jump away though. But is she going to? There she goes. That jump also provides damage and speed bonuses as well as the heal when she lands. It's a really nice jump. Doesn't heal for very much though. 391 to 255 on the VPs. The Blood Crusher gets warped away by the friendly Chaos Sorcerer. Red team fighting hard despite the losses of Nelson Man. And they're keeping in. They're staying in there for sure. Blue team have leapfrogged them a bit though, going tier 3 all round. EM7 is tier 3 though. 379 to 255. Yeah, they got a good amount of map here. Blue team need to come out swinging. There's the Gravity Blade doing Gravity Blade things. Those Wraith Guard got too far forward though. Rune Armor and Spirit Stones also in there. Can she Spirit Stones those guys and help them? I think they made it. The Spirit Seer fella made it out. 361255. Now Chaos Terminators on the field though. Fire Dragons are pretty good against Chaos Terminators. Very good against that armor type. Yeah, that was really painful actually. Here's another Falcon. A good shout. They can reinforce off it in the mid. keep the Wraith Guard going, keep the Fire Dragons going maybe. In this instance though, they have to run. And that's going to be a rear armor hit maybe. Can they get a shot? Oh, they turned around. I think they could have got a shot there. Seer Council in play for EM7. Were they called in off the bar maybe? Awesome melee squad with power melee witchblades. So basically a squad of warlocks that leap around and buff allies around them and chop things up. And they can get, there we go, heavy melee spears. Good sweep by the blue team though, and they got to the mid. Need to take their natural back. Oh. Chaos Terminators are getting lightning claws. Bad news for the Seer Council. But they have a lot of firepower. 4 Wraith Guard, Fire Dragons. Farseer is going to need to be mostly, I would say mostly throwing the guide on the Fire Dragons, but we'll see. They're not her Fire Dragons, so she may be... This player may prioritize guiding his own Wraith Guard. 338 to 251 on the VPs. Last Master. This is a really messy fight, which typically will favour Chaos. Eldar a bit more vulnerable to positioning and stuff. A bit more reliant on it. But they have ways to get in there in a big brawl. One of them is gravity floating stuff around, which the Farseer just did there. It's a lot of firepower. Huge amounts. Falcon staying back and reinforcing these guys too. Chaos Lord. Is he alright? He's not alright, he goes down. Actually lasted longer than I thought he would though. A nice leap from the Autarch. There's a Noble's Rot. Oh wow, got a bunch of zombies off the last Master hit, look at that. Zombies do, I think they deal half damage than usual. And I think they move slower as well. I think that's right. But really nice to have in there. Farseer ties up the Blast Master, but she's quite low. And now she runs, okay. Falcon's been used really well so far. This new one anyway. Autarch. Getting tied up by a Blood Crusher there. Able to use her leap. Well played, Vel. And EM7, of course. EM7's got Wraith Guard in here. Chaos Space Marines are level 3 with an aspiring champion. 338 to 194. They could not get the VP back. Bunch of Wraith Guard run. Wraith Guard run. Blood Crusher is still alive, this guy. Now they're going to have a great unclean one to deal with. Rangers are going to wipe. The Blood Crusher goes down finally. Warlock's in there. Doing what he can. Grenades? No grenades. Would have been a great time to get grenades out there, but it was very tight timing wise. Triple cap for the Chaos fellas. Where is the Great Unclean One? Is that him in the middle? Yeah, there is. This guy also passively damages nearby enemies. Nasty melee attacks and some powerful abilities too. And of course he's a greater demon, so you can worship this big fella. Red team are getting their natural back. Oh, maybe not. This may be it. They may have done enough damage there and pushed enough to see this out. There's not that much stuff in the middle, but there could very soon be a bunch of stuff in the middle, I think. Great Unclean One could just turn around and go mid and stop caps. Do they have any Eldritch Storms? EM7 almost has one. Seer Council, you okay, fellas? Yeah, they didn't want to chase the Terminators anymore. Decent hits on the Plague Champion there. Okay, red team going for another push on the mid. Rangers trying to be sneaky and get a decap. Didn't work out because that auto cannon is so painful off the Havocs. Down goes the Falcon. Lightning Claw Terminators are in there now. And an Abyss and a Great Unclean One. Nasty. There's a cloud of flies. There it is. Well done. Make Eldars great again. Although not really helping making the Eldars great again. More levitation. 338 to 48. I think the Chaos fellas have done enough. That was a really good fight for them there. Yeah, there's concede. Concession from the Eldar. Fast and frantic stuff. Level 5 Chaos Soldiers is about to get the Blood Maul. Did have the Demonic Visage as we saw. Level 8 Sorcerer. Barely got away. Level 4 Plague Champion. And level 5 Farseer. I don't think I noticed Spiritual Rites being used. It must have been used a whole bunch. Had Armor Varsurian too. Level 3 Warlock was down. And a level 3 Warp Spider Exarch was down. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I know this is a shorter game, but I thought it was frantic and fun. Big thanks to these players for giving us a faction war as well. I think it was SchmusCriminal who sent it in. And I'll see you guys next time.